So today we're talking about the 7 value areas of life based on the work of the great Dr. John Demartini. So if you're someone who struggles to really understand yourself, what makes yourself tick, why do you do things, this will hopefully be a really good episode for you. So keep on watching, keep on listening. Welcome back to consecutive day 1450 of a diary of a Runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. The more people we get in front of, the more money we raise, and ultimately the more children's lives we save, which is the single most important reason I put myself through this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1450 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's topic is the 7 value areas of life based on the Values Factor, which is a book by the great Dr. John Demartini. And the reason for the topic today is that if we're looking at kind of the values level of my system for success, this is all about the why. Why do we do what we want? So we've done the health level, so we've talked about mental, physical and coping mechanisms for stress. We're now into the values level, which is who are you? What makes up you? What's your personality? What are you interested in? What you're interested in? Why do you do what you do? What's your why? That's ultimately what this whole section is about. And the values factor, or the 7 value areas of life, based on the book by Dr. John Demartini, is an amazing place to start. It kind of helps me no end. It helped me no end understand myself. So basically, in a nutshell, the 7 value areas of life, we have to have some kind of, they build the whole holistic life. So there will be certain areas where you have a huge amount of interest, and you'll have other areas where you have little or next to no interest, but they all still make up a holistic life. So they're all very, very important. But the key thing to identify here is the areas that make up you, because we're all incredibly unique as human beings. We all have individual personalities, no matter how many times people try and pigeonhole you or say you're like this or like that. We're all unique. And the 7 values area of life is a great way of kind of understanding what's important to you and what's not important to you. Because when we look at the overarching aspect of why I've written this book, it's ultimately to help you lead a successful life, which is a life that's happy, that's fulfilled. And understanding the value areas of life is a big part of that, to understanding what actually makes you happy, because that's a question that so many people can't answer. So what are the 7 value areas of life? So you have spiritual, you have familial, you have mental, you have physical, you have financial, you have vocational, and you have social. So any of them are more important than the others, and you should never be swayed or told that is the case, but you also need to do a little bit of soul searching and digging to understand how you rank in each of these areas. Because my kind of prediction of where I ranked wasn't the reality when I took the questionnaire on the Values Factor, Dr. John Demartini's website. Free questionnaire, and it just allows you to kind of get a scoring system for who you are, what makes you, and what's important to you and what's not important to you. And that's really, really valuable. So when you break down each area, what they mean, I'm not going to go and tell you all about my scores, because this is a book for you, not for me. But I'll talk you through each of the different areas and what they mean. So spiritual was the first one I mentioned. So this is your kind of purpose. It could be your faith, it could be your religion, it could be your philanthropic activity, it could be your beliefs. So there's a lot of things that kind of cover spiritual. And for me, my philanthropic work sits within this section. So my charitable work that I do through my Runpreneur company, saving the lives of children, this is a big part of my life. So spiritual ranks really, really highly for me. You've then got familial. That's your family. So your nearest and dearest, the people who you're related to. Some people have familial incredibly high on the list. Well, most people generally have this one pretty high. It's very, very high up in my world, because my family are everything to me. But bizarrely, I think that this was going to rank as number one for me, but it doesn't. I think it ranks number two in my scoring system that I did when I did the questionnaire. You then have physical, which is your physical health. So all the things that we've talked about in the health level, about nutrition, hydration, rest, exercise, all these types of things that can make up your physical health. This is really, really important. Some people, this is everything. How you look, physically can be really, really important to a lot of people. How you feel on the inside. Again, lots of people rank this high, but like I say, there's no right or wrong with this. This is just who you are. You're going to have mental, so your capacity to learn, your mental health and well-being, your ability to handle stress. That comes under the mental section, among other things. Some people are students that like to learn, like to read, like to continue learning. This is kind of all under, predominantly under the mental section. You then have financial. So financial is your personal financial situation. People who are very wealthy or comfortable probably have this ranking lower than the ones who are struggling financially. It's just how it is. When you're struggling for money, it'll be at the top of your list. When you're comfortable, there'll be other things that become more important to you than actual money. So your personal financial situation will generally fall within the financial section. You then have vocational. This is your career. This is your what you do for a living. This is ranks very, very highly amongst entrepreneurs, in particular because this is their kind of journey. This is what they're going to do. This is what is going to kind of ultimately define them as people. That's what a lot of entrepreneurs kind of see vocation being really scored highly. This bizarrely, this is my number one. However, I did think that Runpreneur, my spiritual work, and my familial side of me would score higher, but in actual fact, vocational scores the highest for me. But the reality is that vocational and spiritual overlap a lot because I run Runpreneur as a business, so there's an overlap there. And also factor in the reason I do a lot of what I do is for my family. So again, there's an overlap there. So there's normally quite a lot of overlap, but the questionnaire is really important because it gives you a good overview of who you are. And then last but not least is social. So this is kind of the fun, the social relationships you have, socialising, social hobbies, things like that would fit within social. And a lot of people, certainly business people, put this lower down the list. It is my lowest ranking, but I am very aware that we're humans. We need to have relationships. We're herd mentality type creatures. So it's something that I am very conscious of where I need to make more effort within this sector. But for some people live for this and it's their highest value. But for me, it's my lowest. So, and the key thing here is that, like I say, we're all unique. There's no right or wrong. You should not be influenced by other people. What makes you up in how you score in these 7 areas of life is specific and unique to you. But the key here to living a happy life is identifying what's important to you and how you can spend more of your time doing the things that you love to do and less of the things you don't like to do. That is ultimately a very simplistic way of achieving happiness. Do more of what you love and less of what you don't love. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview here. But the key thing is, do the research. It's a free questionnaire. Go online, get your report, understand what's important to you, okay? In life, dig deep, and the questionnaire will make you dig deep. And what it will allow you to do is to identify the most important things in your life, and it will allow you to identify the biggest challenges in your life. And when you kind of have this holistic clarity of who you are, what you stand for, it allows you to then be consciously aware of how you can spend more time doing the things you love and less of your time doing the things that you don't love. So, learnings from my diary today are if you're not aware of the 7 value areas of life, based on the values factor, the book by Dr. John Demartini, look it up, do the questionnaire, find out more about yourself. Believe it or not, there were so many things I didn't understand about myself until I did this questionnaire. And it's when you understand yourself on a deeper level, it allows you to open the doors to actually understanding what genuinely makes you happy, what are the most important things in your life. When you understand that, try and do more of it. The more of the stuff that you do that you love, the happier you'll be. It's a simple equation. And in the same regard, the more things that you understand that you don't love, being around those, you're reducing the amount of time you're spending in those areas, again, will also make you happier. And that doesn't mean that you don't have to do things in these areas, because I've already said that each of the 7 value areas of life are important to have a holistic life. But there are ways and means that you can do less in certain and more in others to maximise your happiness. If you looked at it as kind of a happiness kind of barometer, the more time you spend doing the things you love, happier you are. It's as simple as that. Reducing the amount of time you're doing things that you don't love, again, nudges that needle more towards happiness. So, do it. Understand yourself on a deeper level, and ultimately it will only help you understand what genuinely makes you happy. But anyway, I hope it's useful. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Do remember, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, barefoot style, a distance of a lap of the world, do give this a subscribe, share, like, and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, and ultimately more children's lives we save, which is the single most important reason I put myself through this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.